Join the club, Sam.
Sam, welcome to the club, brother.
I'm not going to throw any felt in my glass house today because
the last thing Tommy sees before he goes to bed on his ceiling is a poster of Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Have a rotten day, bitch.
Welcome back to the break room. It's giving Wanda Maximoff. The gang ventures through their collective memories to find out the depths of what Cate knows, as well as each other's secrets. And Dean Shetty wants to do what exactly to all the Supes? And when are we gonna get some justice for Dusty?
He's fine.
Where's Dusty?
Scuzzy's good.
Scuzzy lives, Dusty dies. It's our Gen V after show. Extra credit. I'm Brandon Barrick. Who cares? Joining me today, he once pulled 18 Funko Pops from a Polarity Metallic Madness machine. It's Tommy Bechtold.
That's not the intro I asked you to give me, and you know it.
I know. I couldn't write the other one.
You censored my intro, but let's put it this way. It was puppet-based.
And also joining us, she's been locked away in her room and hasn't had a hug in 9 years. It's Gina Ippolito.
Freak!
I deserve it. I'm a monster.
That room. And finally, he knows CPR, and that makes him a hero. It's Jay Washington.
Oh, do you know CPR?
You know CPR, right?
He knows how to do things with his mouth.
Hey.
Keep that in. You keep that part in because she is absolutely right.
Oh, no.
She is absolutely right. All right,
Oh,
and we're going to leave it at that. Now, go ahead.
You don't know
Retweets
CPR?
are not endorsements.
I know CPR, but also I know how to do things with my mouth.
Oh, my gosh.
God.
Yeah, if this
Like
show...
playing the trumpet? What are we talking about here?
Ladies, we'll talk to you later. All right, you need some resuscitation, ladies.
You know you can get certified for CPR at the airport now?
Oh, that's
Yes, you
good.
can. Before I go on the flight, hold on real quick. Don't board this gate.
No, sometimes you got all that extra time.
They have a chest compression machine. Like
Oh.
it's like a medical machine that teaches you how to do
It's
chest
good.
compression.
Everyone should learn CPR. We can all be heroes. We can all save our fellow.
Or everyone just has a gun and then all the good guys will stop the bad
Oh,
guys.
boy.
I'm sorry,
All right.
what? At the airport, though?
Yeah. Okay, at this point, we're probably going to keep talking about the show because it rocks.
That's right. Make sure you send this to your college roommate to bond over your collective trauma together.
Yes.
And let us know if you're going to watch Invincible.
Yes.
You're going to watch that?
Yeah.
I remember
Talk
one
about that
time
show?
when I was in college, I got really small and used some guy's crank as a stripper pole. It was awesome.
That's very on brand.
Great.
Very on brand.
Well, let's do a quick recap of the episode, and we'll dive into some of the topics we want to talk about today. Cate returns the gang's memories, and Emma leaves to find Sam, but all that pushing causes Cate to have a seizure.
Push it real good.
We've made this joke before, haven't we? I think
No,
we made this joke.
We've done a lot of 90s R&B.
Based humor on this
Yeah.
show.
Get up
the kids
on
love
this.
it. Kids love it.
Sorry. Y'all did it.
Marie stabilizes her pulse, just trying it out. Worked out great, I guess. But Cate still won't wake up. We cut to the woods where we see Shetty and Cardoza have been working on a virus that affects only Supes by attaching a compound V. Someone called that.
Called it.
It seems to limit their powers. The electric girl can't make the sparks happen.
Sometimes you
Cardoza.
gotta just have the right person in your life to make the sparks happen.
That's
Spark
true.
is gone.
It's true. Dr. Cardoza proudly calls it a way to compassionately control Supes. What a nice guy.
Wow.
This is the reason the woods exist. It's okay, folks. It's okay. You gotta bang on the spines of a couple of teenagers. Who cares?
That's just college.
That's college, baby.
We call it blowing backs out, but banging
But
spines works too.
Work too.
Now,
Tommy.
Now, when Shetty sees what this virus can do, she wants to take it a step further. How sick can they make their patient zero?
Yeah.
We'll find out. Back with the gang, Cate
That was a
teleports.
really evil sequence of a TV show.
Yeah.
I mean, the boys. They telegraphed it when Stan Edgar says we're a pharmaceutical company.
Right.
But this really is just a tale of like
It's
the
dark.
way that our corporate society, our capitalistic society, the treatment is what they're going for.
Well, and
not any sort of
Everybody's
cure.
just lab rats
Yeah.
at the end of the
And
day.
they're spreading the rumor that like this power makes you special, but it really puts you in more danger. It makes you susceptible to being experimented on.
Yeah.
When we come back with the gang, Cate teleports, or does she? The gang, plus our good friend Dusty, venture outside his slowly crumbling house and see a memory played out in front of them. The aftermath of Cate sending her brother away during her childhood. So they've been like sucked into her brain because we see them all like laid out on the ground. We get a cameo from Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy, tell him.
Imaginary boyfriend, which confirms that they are inside Cate's mind. He's very proud of helping Cate discover her sexual awakening. Good for him. Again, this is not the actual Soulja Boy. This is a mental construct that Cate has created.
He didn't do anything illegal.
Yeah, he's not a good guy. But he has done stuff that's illegal.
I mean, he's done a lot of illegal.
This version of him.
I mean, he's still technically illegal. Because it's
Hey, she made him up. She made him up.
She doesn't know about this. She doesn't know the real Soulja Boy.
No.
She knows what she's seen in TV.
It's her fantasy.
It's her fantasy.
It's like when we had, Beverly Hills 90210 fantasies, and we didn't realize those guys were 87 years old.
It's true. We didn't know that.
I saw you look around like nobody else but me.
No, I always was a sucker for Nat.
Look, Gabrielle Gutierrez was always in my heart.
There's already been a whole ass other 90210. That's how.
I don't care about that one. I'm talking about Gabrielle Gutierrez. It's something about them glasses.
So I was gonna say, really, of all of the people in that show, you flocked towards Andrea.
Hey, she became the president of SAG.
That's why I did
she drove her union into the effing ground.
Oh no, we're not doing this.
Smoking for life.
Soulja Boy warns them that if they don't wake Cate up, her brain will stop functioning and they'll be stuck in there, as well as also losing their own brain function. So like a classic trope of if you die here, you die in the real world. Very Matrixy, very
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah,
Stop saying, let's get where it came from. Nightmare on Elm Street. You're gonna give respect to Wes Craven and Fred Krueger, not Freddy.
Frederick Krueger.
I mean, if you want to go back even further, I'm pretty sure that they did it in an episode of the Twilight Zone.
I was gonna say there's got to be a Twilight Zone trope, right?
There's got to be a Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And if you want to go back even further, God.
You got me there, Tommy. You got me there.
You know what? All right.
Back at the Stardust Drive-In, Sam and Emma kiss, and then some more. And you know what I love about this show? The consent.
I was gonna say,
how beautiful! What a beautiful!
What a consenting moment of intimacy.
Right.
Yes, it was. Do you want to do this? Yes, I like
yeah,
this.
it's very beautiful.
Can I put my hand on you? Yes.
Yes, you may. Yes, please. Sam loses his virginity to Emma, and he also sees her as a puppet. Kind of a weird sequence.
Saw somebody as a puppet.
Thank you, Jay.
Join the club, Sam.
Sam, welcome to the club, brother.
I'm not gonna throw any felt in my glass house today. Because
The last thing Tommy sees before he goes to bed on his ceiling is a poster of Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Have a rotten day, bitch! Back in Cate's mind, the gang takes a collective journey through their past. What was that? That was from Anastasia.
Anastasia,
Yeah.
good pull.
Feet don't fail me now. They see the day Dean Shetty and Cate met, with the Dean coming to her as a kind of savior figure and giving her medicine to help numb her powers.
You had it at the beginning there. I think that.
And then they see the day Cate and Luke met. This version of Luke addresses the gang and reveals that Andre and Cate have been hooking up behind Luke's back. And I'm not going to read this line.
Read it, Tommy.
And hooking up.
In a fantasy sequence, Luke kills Scuzzy. Dusty is blown to smithereens.
Terrible.
But I'm telling you right now, he's fine.
We're going to talk more about that.
Don't let the hate. R.I.P. I don't even want to say this shit. He's fine. Scuzzy is good. With their powers not working, they run, and in Jordan's memory, they see the female form of Jordan interrupting a heated argument between Golden Boy and Brink. And before Golden Boy can flame on, female Jordan helps Brink by knocking Luke out with gas, cone gas. This gets Jordan Brink's coveted TA position as long as they kept the exchange on the DL. The male Jordan breaks down, clearly distraught over their past actions as female Jordan berates them. You could have stopped this! You knew! You knew!
We could have done better!
You fucking knew! Then they arrive in the woods, seeing the true depths of Cate's actions as she is present for a blood transfusion between Sam and Luke that we later learned was to augment Luke's powers. Luke wakes up mid-procedure, and Cate pushes him to go back to sleep. If only the hand of a strong woman could ease my slumber.
That would be nice.
But I'm so haunted by my dreams of robed uprising.
You ain't never had a hand of a soft woman put you to sleep?
I've never been touched by a woman. Let's go. Keep moving on.
They watch a meeting between Cate, Brink, and Shetty, with Shetty convincing her that she's helping people. Shetty addresses the gang as the room starts to shatter, and they run. They arrive at a door that Marie knows all too well. It's her childhood bathroom door where the bad stuff happened.
The bad stuff.
Andre, Jordan, and Marie relive the aftermath of Marie gaining her powers in the blood-soaked bathroom. The vision of her sister berates her, but it's this that gets Marie to shout out to Cate that none of what happened because of their powers is their fault. They didn't know. They didn't know what they could do. They finally reunite with Cate, who doesn't want to wake up, but they collectively convince her that she can't run away from her problems. They're all fucked up, but they can choose what they do with their fucked upness. The gang safely wakes up in reality, except for Dusty. Where's fucking Dusty?
Don't worry.
Dusty went and got high again. Because
We'll talk more about Dusty.
He's in the bathroom.
Some of the gang wakes up safely. We don't know about Dusty. Just in time for Emma and Sam to return. At first, Sam lunges at Cate with good reason. The group, unable to stop him, but Emma calms him down. Cate tells them about the woods, and the gang decides to do something about it, and to do something about Shetty as well. There's no going back now. Everyone knows everything they think. At the woods, the infected girl has died.
And boy, has she.
And boy, has she. She
Wow.
is dead.
She dead.
Not having a good day.
Cardoza tries a classic thing of I'm just following orders.
Yeah.
He's panicking, but Shetty turns around with a grin, a very devilish grin. Can he make the virus contagious?
They gave her super HPV.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wow.
We've all got it. We all get it. We all get it.
Sometimes you got to get the upgraded
I'm
version.
clean as a whistle.
So as we end this episode, the biggest question on our minds, Dean Shetty, the real big bad.
Yeah, holy smokes.
I mean, she's been building up to this, right? She seems to be the
this
most
isn't a
evil
surprise.
person.
I mean, it kind of showed you it was coming anyway. Just now it's revealing what she wants.
Right. Was this her plan all along to kill all the Supe? She wants them all gone, all wiped out.
Listen, I called it last episode. I said she is a bad guy. She's trying to kill Supes. I was right.
And this will put her out of a job for sure if there's no superhero
Listen,
school.
she is a career woman who was a successful therapist before she became the dean of a college. Why would you want to go from that to that? There's a 90% chance you're going to die when you're that close.
Is that
to
are
Supes
those real
all the
stats
time.
on deans? superhero deans.
Yeah,
Superhero
superhero deans.
Say,
in all the research I've read.
Okay, I went to 3 colleges, didn't graduate from any of them. All of our deans are still alive. Now, look, here's the thing. This show, this universe, The Boys, is about extremism, right? Like it's either extreme pro superheroes or extreme anti superheroes. What are you doing?
Just look at your fingers.
Why?
They're just like little sausages.
Oh, sausage fingers. That's a soup power.
That's a superpower.
Okay. So we have Butcher, who obviously wants to kill all superheroes because he hates Homelander.
Right.
Like, it's like he no longer. He can't really rationalize or compartmentalize like some Supes are good, some Supes are bad. And then we have Shetty, who clearly seems to be on the same path, right? Like clearly in the same boat as Butcher. And then we have Vought in general, which is like let's keep creating more superheroes.
Right.
I think we. Sorry, you done?
Yeah, sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You
Go ahead.
talking? I don't want to interrupt you.
I mean, generally people don't stop in the middle of a sentence, but
I didn't know if it was the middle. I didn't know if it was done. Go ahead.
no, I'm good. That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
If Dean Shetty if something happened, it's obviously something happened to her daughter. We've got vague references to
Yeah.
it. It's no longer alive. If it is superhero related and this makes her hate all Supes, wouldn't Vought be aware of this? Like, they're pretty smart.
No,
they're not gonna let someone get this close.
No, I think with the amount of collateral damage that Supes do, it's hard to find anyone who has never been affected by it.
Right.
I think that there is. My theory is that there is probably like her daughter is obviously dead. She said, "I had a daughter." I think it was Supe related. I don't think a Supe killed her directly. I
Didn't
think
like walk into her house. And
Yeah,
raise her.
I think it was Supe related. Maybe something we've heard about mentioned in The Boys before. Maybe some big event.
Like Mother's Milk. It was collateral damage.
Yeah,
right?
Mother's
That
Milk
killed.
had like it was Soldier Boy threw a car
That's what I
into
was
Mother's
saying.
Milk,
And he killed his parent.
or also like we saw at some point we saw Stormfront destroy that whole apartment complex,
Yep.
and then they
Right.
spun it right. They spun it by saying like, "Oh, it was
Yeah.
a terrorist attack," but any one of those people in the building that survived would know it was her.
Right.
So I think that something happened. Vought either thinks Shetty doesn't know the real deal or didn't put 2 and 2 together to think like, oh, collateral damage. I think she was like, I'm a therapist. I'm going to use this to become dean of this college. And this has been her long game all along, to kill all the Supes.
We've even noticed, like, when you say collateral damage, like, you have times, like, I think there's an instance where I'm trying to remember if it was a movie being filmed or it was an actual scene. There was Maeve and Homelander stopping like a bank robbery or something with an armored truck.
That's the first scene of the show.
That's the first scene of the show.
Yeah.
So you have collateral, like you said, collateral damage happens. They're just reckless.
Yeah.
Like, and then Butcher going to yours. Butcher hates them because he realizes, oh, this is all for profit. This isn't about being a hero, really.
Yeah. Well, he thinks no one should have that power.
He thinks no one should have it.
Ironic because he
has
doses
the power
himself with temp
and now his brain looks like the inside of an old sponge. And that's what his brain looks like. But you have all those different reasons. You have Grace Mallory, who works to try to control them because of she understands how strong this can be.
Because her grandkids died.
Her grandkids have died.
Lamplighter fried him, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Lamplighter fried him because he thought it was her.
And so you have everybody who has these reasons. I agree with you. There's got to be something we've seen. Because I don't think the way they kept telling us, this show for sure connects to the boys, right? It connects to the season we've seen and connects going into season 4.
Yeah.
There's going to be but the thing is, there's so many massive events we've seen with so many people. It can be anything.
Yeah.
You know, you could have some history of some stuff happening at the cult. You never know.
Yeah, the religious cult.
All these different things.
We know that.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about the Scientology
type cult.
Yeah.
Billy Zane's Scientology. We do know that like Vought is aware of the woods. They know there's something going on down there because remember Tech Knight was like Ashley told me about Sam escaping from the woods.
No, you assumed that. He found out about it, but I don't think he actually says Ashley told me.
I thought he did.
Ashley told him something, but I don't think it was the woods.
Yeah, I don't think what Ashley told him was about the woods.
I'm gonna have to go back and check.
Yeah, because
check your files.
I don't think there's any way Vought is unaware of this facility.
Yeah, I think that they know it exists, but they don't know what has been done.
Right, and Cardozo's saying like this is the reason the woods exists is to make this virus to help us like subdue Supes.
Yeah.
What they don't know, because remember he's like let's send our findings, let's send them in, and like Shetty's like whoa. Let's push this a little further. Let's see how far we can take it. That's what they don't know.
Yeah,
is that she is like using this against them.
I think this is her long con. She hasn't told Vought like exactly what she's doing. She probably said something very vague, like we're gonna study Supes. They clearly don't care. Like they don't really watch Red River. There was also Sage Grove where Stormfront was having them do.
Yeah.
So like Vaught's probably like, take a couple Supes as long as you're not like taking anyone that might be in the 7. Do whatever you want with them.
Well, they probably see it as like low risk investment because they're like we're not probably going to be able to profit off of a lot of these like orphan kids that have trauma. We can't brand them. They're like we're gonna have to put them in Big Lots and sell them for $7.
Yeah, Sage Grove was like they were like, oh well, these are the ones that are like too much.
Crazy.
Yeah, these are our Dollar Tree ones. We can't do them. So. Because you had the ones that they care about. They were trying to enhance Golden Boy,
with his own brother.
With his brother.
Yeah, that's
like Peter Thiel.
And they realized he's actually because they said at one point Sam is stronger than Luke.
Yeah.
They realized
but
that.
he's just too messed up to be
He's just
controlled.
They're like we can't have a puppet fucker.
Smoosh them together.
We can't have a puppet fucker in the 7. We already got a fish fucker.
We got a cephalopod fucker.
Yeah,
we've got a cone fucker.
A fish fucker.
A fish
I mean,
fucker.
Tech Knight fucks everything.
Tech Knight fucks holes.
Yeah.
Holes.
Yeah.
And so you can't control that one, but you can control Golden Boy. Remember, his suit was made up already. He was told he was going,
fast-tracked.
He was going to the 7.
Well, we were talking about this earlier today. There's only 3 members of the 7 right now.
Yeah. Right now.
One of them.
Right now, it's just Homelander, Deep,
and A-Train.
And
one of them is maybe gonna get locked up. I mean, how do you lock up Homelander? You can't.
Yeah, but Stormfront quit. Stormfront's dead. Starlight quit.
Maeve is
depowered, but everyone thinks she's dead.
Noir's dead.
Lamplighter's dead.
Translucent's
dead. Not a real good.
So they're acting like there's 1 spot on the 7. Guess there's 4 spots. On the 7.
They gotta get him in there.
Maybe 5.
But the thing is,
and they would love to kick.
Does everybody know? Besides Vought, does everyone know that though?
Yes, because like in one of these episodes we.
I know Maeve is.
They know about Maeve. And we don't know if Vought thinks Maeve is still alive or if Vought thinks Maeve is dead.
No, the whole point was to keep it from Homelander.
Right.
Which means if Homelander doesn't know, then
Vought doesn't.
They wanted to keep it from Vought too.
Now, my question is this all like a ploy? Because at the end of, so we have 2 more episodes after this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Presumably, whoever survives out of this cast, are they just going to be like, hey guys, you're all drafted to the 7, and so then they can just have a new.
Maybe. I mean,
why wouldn't you put them to the 7, and then because again, the school still goes on unless everything is exposed.
I think just from a writing standpoint, you can have cameos, but I think like assuming anyone has seen every episode of both shows is like too
always
too
risky.
Yeah.
So I think putting someone from Gen V, I think they'll cameo, but like maybe they'll cameo as like, hey, new member of the 7. Whoops, they're gone. But I don't think they'll still take a cast member until Gen V is like officially canceled.
Okay.
And like and then maybe they'll be like, here's a quick 2-minute backstory on Marie, who's
because
now
also
in the
remember
7.
Supersonic won the contest and got
murder.
Yeah.
They brought that was the blind guy, right?
Yeah.
They brought the blind dude in.
The blind guy got the speedster got dragged across the street.
Yeah.
There was that one black woman that was gonna join.
And Homelander was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
She didn't make it past the interview stage.
Same with the woman in the hijab.
Right.
Homelander was like, no.
Yeah, it's tough stuff.
Yeah, he did bad things to that Daredevil soup.
One thing that I think is crazy about Dean Shetty is her kind of like fearlessness around these soups. She walks into Kate's room and is like, take the gloves off. I don't care. She's not afraid of them at all.
But
is she a secret soup? Is she a secret soup?
I think when you're a therapist, you have to have that. You know that it's a mental thing. It's like the rule of thumb, and you might agree with me on this. And anybody who's had a dog, when they have somebody who has a big dog that's scary, you have to go in just like it's cool.
You're not afraid of.
You're not afraid.
Yeah. I think she's also real good at manipulation. So I think she's so confident in her. I mean, she's dealing with messed up teens.
Yeah, especially a kid.
Also, by the way, I don't want nobody thinking I'm comparing people to dogs, but it's the best analogy that I could use at the moment.
Well, I think that we can all agree you definitely did compare dogs, and we should go on record saying Jay thinks people
That's
are
certified. That's a certified opinion.
like a dog. No, I think. I also think based on her desire to, rather than have this virus be a control, like a power dampening sickness, turning it into a plague.
Right.
She may just have a death wish.
Yeah.
Right? Like she might
She's
just
lost her kids. What does she have?
She might just.
You're saying you think she's a soup with a death wish?
No, I think that she's chill around them because she's like,
her fearlessness is
my goal is to kill all of you, not to like live to see it.
Interesting.
Well, that would really be Butcher then.
Yeah, that's Bill.
That is Butcher. I think she's just so confident that like as soon as she walks in that room and the mom's like, don't let her touch you. Like she's like, I got this. This is like a small white girl that's been locked up in a room for 9 years.
With a steel door.
Heavy room.
Yeah, like I think she knows. Like she's like, I got this. I love you. And then Kate's like, oh my God.
I mean, she's never had nobody say it.
Her mom hasn't hugged her in 9 years.
Hugged her in 9 years.
Give a small white girl a cell phone and watch her.
She'll give you the world.
Watch her turn into the most powerful person.
You mean you give her a Yelp account? Oh my God.
We don't know.
Karenize her.
We don't know when.
What's your power? Karen.
We don't know when Dean Shetty's daughter died. And her interacting with Kate was, I guess we don't, maybe a year ago? I guess we don't know. She said 9 years.
I think all the
if she's going to college. Is she a freshman?
No. Marie is a freshman. Right. The others are at least juniors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Marie specifically says like I would be I'm the first freshman to.
So Kate's maybe
Emma's 20? A freshman too, right?
Yeah.
We think Kate's like 20.
20? Yeah.
I actually think that she repeated a grade in high. I think she's 23. I think she's one of those weird people that can buy beer when they're sophomores.
No, they have Dusty. They don't need her.
So we have to assume.
Do they have Dusty anymore? Scuzzy.
We don't know.
We miss you.
Call us if you're alive.
So we assume when Dean Shetty is moving in on Kate, her master plan's already in motion, maybe?
Well, yeah, because remember, Kate, excuse me. I keep confusing my white women. Kate, it happens.
At least you're not calling them dogs anymore.
Tommy, Gina.
Yes. I said white women, not just white.
Tommy, Gina.
Yeah, right. Kate's issue, because I think her powers kicked in when she was like 8 or 9.
Oh, yeah.
9, yeah.
It was like 9. So Kate has been locked in that room herself for about 8 years.
Oh, we do know how old she is in that case. It happened when she was 9. She's been locked up for 9 years.
She said she was 9 when it
and so
happened?
she's been 3 years at Godolphin, so she's almost like 21, if she's not 21.
Okay.
I don't know about you. She sounded 22.
Well, she might have also not come in as a freshman.
Evan, show yourself on camera. You don't get to groan at me. Show Evan. Show Evan's face now.
He didn't like it. He didn't like it.
I like it.
Let's talk about the woods, okay, and what's going on in the woods. This whole blood transfusion thing was very interesting, right? Do you think that can happen with anyone, or is it just because Sam and Luke are brothers?
Because they share DNA.
I think it's because they're brothers. I think because Jordan even says if Golden Boy is getting a boost, I want a boost.
Yeah.
And Frank is like, wow, you're strong enough. You don't need a boost.
But was he saying that like that juice he was going to inject was a steroid?
No, that
or
was to try and knock him
calm him
out.
down?
That was to try and knock him out. It didn't work. He's been getting supplemented by his own brother's blood, which is real sick.
Is it working?
He has no idea that's what's been happening to him.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Yeah, it's been working because later on, when Cate tries to be like, "Hey, I think Golden Boy might be losing his mind," Brink's like, "Nah, he's burning hotter than ever.
Oh, that's
he's
true.
fine."
But he
So
is
it's
losing his
working.
mind because he's having Sam psychotic
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
He's having those memories try and like come into his mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting, Jay. That like the blood is causing.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit of Sam's psychosis.
You don't think so?
No, I think it's some of Sam's psychosis.
No, it's whenever you're pushing someone that much, like you're gonna at some point it's gonna bleed through. You can't
like
just
her
like
eyes.
Like his memories of Sam or Luke's memories of Sam are trying to push through.
Yeah, I think you can't
the
fuck with
pushing.
someone's mind that much and not have side effects. I think they should have sat him down and said instead of manipulating him, I think they should have said, "Hey, your brother's crazy. Can we put his blood in you?" I think he would have been
He
like,
might have gone for it.
"Yeah,
Might have
okay."
gone for it.
But didn't he say they were real close? Sorry, Tom.
No, you're good. The
Yeah, I
brothers?
think they were close when they were young.
Yeah, when they were young, but his brother's been locked up for a long time.
Yeah, and then Luke, when he would hear Sam in the earlier episodes, would hear him as a little boy.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
That was the
that-
last he remembered him.
Yeah.
Even though we know he saw him at Sage Grove, but I guess.
Yeah, but he was
has
made to
pushed that
forget
away.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, she just kept wiping him. She
Yeah,
just kept,
you
like,
can't.
That wiping the wipers. Remember Coming to America? Wipers.
The royal penis is clean, Your
Yeah.
Highness.
Do you think any part of what was going on in the woods with, Dr. Cardoza saying that Marie is the perfect specimen, is that because of her blood powers
Absolutely.
that makes her the perfect specimen? Was she going to be involved in this transfusion at some point?
Well, I think she could. I think there's a lot of crap she could do. But my theory about this is that I think that like if she can sense people's blood, she knows when there's something messed up in the blood. We know that from the tracker thing. I think she can then sense compound V in people's blood. And I think if she learns how to control it, she can rip it out of their blood or burn it off, successfully depowering a Supe, which is what they're trying to do. So I think I think what he's saying is like, yeah, I could use her powers because she could help depower Supe.
Couldn't she also, if that's the case, then once the virus enters their bloodstream, couldn't she then move it around their body?
Or burn it out of their body and cure them.
She can work both ways.
Yeah.
But like Marie wasn't supposed to be at this school. She has this benefactor that got her in.
Right.
Cate was like recruited by Shetty. That was part of her plan. It was almost like Marie was like a happy accident because she wasn't going to get in the school. Brink doesn't want her there.
Yeah.
It's going to kick her out. But then like it's almost like once she got there, Cardoza was like, oh, she's the perfect specimen.
Yeah, because they realized what she could do.
Kind of like a weird, it worked out okay in the end.
Yeah,
Something like that.
I think like if she was in Red River, I think those kids usually aren't considered.
Right.
So I don't think a lot of people were like looking at her recruitment, but whoever this benefactor has helped get her into the school, and then that's when everyone was made aware that she exists, and they were like, "Whoa, what weird, gross, awesome powers she has!"
Yeah, she does have really gross powers. I think
Super
if she was part of the Seven, the people would riot, Tommy.
I think she would just have to make it less messy.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think they'll make, and that was a great softball you lobbed at me, but I didn't hit. that I didn't hit. But I wanted to talk. I think what Gina was basically about to say. They're gonna make her like web slingers or something that like doesn't like. They're gonna.
Like she carries around blood.
That's why I think she carries artificial
blood
blood
bags.
Because here's the thing: we don't know if it's just natural blood or artificial blood.
Or they're gonna figure out a way to dye the blood.
Oh, but
like,
also she a
fun pink color.
I think if she learns how to use it, she won't need it. She can control the blood inside your body.
So she can manipulate you.
As she gets stronger.
She can like
marionette puppet you.
But I think carrying a little cup of blood around isn't a bad idea.
I think she needs a pick line.
Well, what happened? What would you say would happen if she went to say like I don't know, St. Louis, somewhere in the Midwest?
St. Louis?
Why do people not have blood there?
No, they're a little more.
What do you think their reaction would be?
Be all tobacco and grease.
They don't like the edginess. They're a little more, straight edge. They don't like it all. I think they would go crazy, Tommy.
You think they'd cause a riot?
I think they would cause a riot.
Well, that makes me think of Nerd Riot. And Nerd Riot makes me think of our merchandise store. Be sure to check out nerdriot.shop, where you can always grab the latest and greatest new Rockstars gear. Right now, you can check out some of our new line of merch inspired by
Gina's
the
wearing one of these
Loki.
shirts.
Ooh, yeah.
Gina's got a beautiful form-fitting Loki shirt on. It's like a mini dress. Remember those old NBA dresses, jersey dresses? Gina's got a jersey dress on right now.
But does she have K-Swiss on? Because I don't think you understand.
Jersey dress and K-Swiss, that was on site. Support the channel and check out our great merch options.
Miss Minute's face on
wow. And we have our Laters Gator shirt, which we're getting a lot of people in the comments trying to be a little overcorrecting Carl's. I understand Laters Gators was a line said by...
But it would look silly on a shirt walking around in public.
Later Gators is something Brandon has been saying at the end of the break room that we have now merged together as a mashup with Loki. You get over yourself.
Let it happen.
You're not little boy geniuses. By the way, only men making this correction. I want to point that out. Not a single woman has been like, Brandon didn't invent that phrase. We know he didn't invent it. He didn't invent any words in the English language. They were all previously created. I'm going to invent a word right now.
Do it again.
I already...
You've never said it.
I've heard it.
You've never said. Okay, fine.
That's a good
one. All right. Listen, I'm struggling right now. I need your support. Buy some merch, support the channel, get some Loki shirts. These Star Wars shirts are pretty dope. People always say
there's lots of stuff. Some roll collections.
I hope we still have our Star Wars sports shirts. I love those.
Ooh, those are cool.
Always eye-popping. I get a lot of compliments, mostly from men. On my shirts.
The same men that are trying to correct you.
Well, I'm sorry. I get correctments. It's when they compliment me, but then also tell me something that they think I've done wrong with my life. Anyway, what triggers Sam's puppet visions?
That's a great question, Tommy. What does trigger Sam's puppet visions?
No, stressful situations.
Stress?
Yeah, like when he was like murdering, he's like, oh God, I'm real stressed out. I gotta see a puppet. Or like when like Emma's riding his ween, he's like, I like this, but it's a lot.
His what? His what?
His ween. His little weenus.
His ween?
His pure...
She's on that ween.
His pure dagger. His unsheathed dagger for the first time.
Sir!
Hey.
His felt hot dog?
His phallus.
Well, speaking of his puppet visions, when Emma arrives at the drive-in, Sam's eating out of a popcorn bucket that features the puppet deep on it.
It's not a popcorn bucket, it's a Twizzler bucket.
A Twizzler bucket.
Yeah.
That features the puppet deep on it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there are some women that will correct you on this
They
show.
will.
Actually, it's a Twizzler bucket.
No, I'm glad to be corrected.
It's better to be corrected by one of us in a safe space and in the comments.
I don't feel safe around anyone.
Is this safe?
I'm
going to murder all of you.
See, exactly.
But there was packaging with
I'm cutting my hands open.
There was packaging with the puppet deep on it, which means that vision of that children's show wasn't fully made up.
By the way, it's the most creepiest puppet ever.
I know.
With its gills that you can see.
Yeah.
Don't body shame him.
I don't body shame him.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think that happens on the show ever. I think that was part of Sam's hallucination. But I think there's an actual show with TV's Jason Ritter that Vought puts out that's like a kid show.
I've been saying that since the first time.
Well, listens to you, Tommy.
I get it.
No, I believe you. Yeah. But this was the first kind of confirmation that it was like a real show.
Yes. Of course.
And that makes it even more like Black Noir, right? Who took the actual characters from
also chunk his goddamn brain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sam's also chunk of his goddamn brain.
Yeah, Sam's also been having probably low like
Low
anemia.
T? Low T?
He's probably got low T.
anemia. That's a good point.
He's probably anemic at all times because they use him as a blood bag.
Yeah, we don't know if they're putting Luke's blood into him or if they're just taking blood out.
I don't think
Marie
it's a closed
should
loop.
give him should push some iron into him.
Yes.
Bloody
Now,
iron.
here's what I think. I disagree with Gina slightly. I understand Gina thinks it's high stress situations. I think it is all physiological. I think it's heart rate related. I think when his
Like
heart
the
rate
Hulk?
goes above like 134, everyone turns
It's a
into
puppet world?
puppet. It's puppet world above 134. 133 and below. He's not. Once he's out of the fat burning zone, from like 116 to 134, people start to turn felt. Their skin just turns felt,
So
but they
you're telling
remain.
me he's like running a 10K, and all of a sudden the people running.
Yeah,
next to
That's
it,
right.
it's like,
If he's running hard enough, if he's just jogging, no.
Because he's stressed out even when he sees them at different times, but he's not super stressed out.
Yeah.
It's not until he gets, when you see the SWAT team come in, he's super stressed out at that moment. When he's watching the thing and he sees Jason Ritter and the Deep Puppet on TV, he's super stressed out at that moment.
Here's what I'll say. This is why I don't think it's a heart rate thing. I think it's a mental coping thing, which has nothing to do with his heart rate.
Yeah.
I think like at some point when he was doing terrible things, his brain broke and was like, "We need to mentally protect you."
Yeah, that makes sense.
I have a question.
Okay.
What type of mentally coping do you need to do being inside a vagina for the first
No,
time?
that's the first time he's had sex.
Man,
He's
it's
been
a
locked
I don't know.
up
I was
since
pretty
he was
terrified
little.
when I thought about
It
it.
could be very.
I
He's
think-
been locked up for years.
Well-
He's probably never even seen a titty that wasn't on like one of the.
And
Closed caption.
Well, according to him,
TVs.
he's
All right,
been
Sam,
masturbating.
it's 2 p.m. We're gonna show you your tit. It's 2 p.m. titty hour.
Daily
but
titties.
according to him, he has been masturbating.
Yeah.
Remember, he told Emma that this is the
yeah,
only
but
thing.
that's
What's
going
that have to do with
0 to
seeing titties?
100.
No. You just, what was it? Okay, so what I'm saying is, you just start beating up. Something starts in his mind. What's in his mind that he is beating up to?
Well,
He sees women. There's female employees. It's not that hard to learn attraction,
Yeah,
right? Like you
he's got
see
a couple
something,
of
you say
7
something.
posters in his room.
Yeah.
So maybe he's doing it to Maeve.
yeah,
I do it to
some
Maeve,
or
though.
some of the gentlemen. We don't know and we don't judge.
Yeah.
He better not.
He's doing it to the Deep's gills.
Do we know? Has Sam been baptized?
We don't know. In all fairness,
Can I get confirmation that Sam is a Christian?
in all
before I move
fairness,
on with
in
the
the
show?
world of the boys, sex is a very dangerous thing,
Yeah.
especially with a soup.
You could
Yeah.
freeze a dick off.
We all saw Pop Claw.
You was a pop claw look, and
Yeah. We also Termite did. You know, like things can get
Yeah.
really
Oh
dangerous.
my God, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, remember that?
You're
We've seen a lot of
termite
abuse.
crawling up your urethra right now to touch the sphincter.
Not me, but I bet it would feel great.
Crawl right through.
I think we can skip question
say
4.
hi
No.
to,
There's
say
no.
hi
This
to the
is-
prostate.
We gotta address the
Yeah,
biggest
just
question
beat
this
the prostate
episode.
like a bondo.
We gotta address the biggest question of this episode. Is our good friend Dusty dead?
No.
What happened to Dusty?
He's not
Okay?
dead.
This was a very
He can't be dead.
this was a very, very confusing segment. Do we want to go through the images now, Evan, before we get to the comment? Okay. So, all right. At the beginning of the episode, when we first see Dusty, he walks into the rec room. We'll call it the rec room.
Yeah.
They've carried Cate over and they've placed her on the couch.
Right.
Dusty walks in, okay, and he's standing in kind of this back area of the rec room. I think we have a photo of it here. Okay, look where he's standing. He's back there. He's by the bar, and this is like right as Cate disappears.
You can see his white shirt and his
Yeah,
robe.
you
He's
see-
in the background.
yeah, Dusty's right there.
Dusty's
Yeah.
back there. Okay, Cate disappears. Now, if we take when do you think the mind games begin?
The moment she disappeared.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
is it when they're carrying her and they're touching her?
No.
No.
Okay.
It's the second she blinks out of existence.
So you're saying that Dusty is there and gets sucked into
He's
this.
there,
Okay.
right? Because it's a pulse out.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, because right after this, she disappears, the wall starts falling apart.
Right.
whatever. Now, when we come back to this sequence later, at the end of the episode, they get Cate to wake up. Okay.
Right.
So this is where they all wake up. Now, presumably, Dusty's back there where he was.
On the
right?
floor,
On
right.
the floor back there. You don't
But we
see him
never
there.
see
We
him
never see
again.
him. Okay, they go from this. They cut to a shot of like Marie sitting on the couch. Okay, so she's like talking to Cate. It's okay. Then there's a shot of Andre, and he's like looking back towards that area where Dusty was, and then they cut directly. Sam and Emma walk in, and then they cut to this. Boom! They're standing back there. No Dusty. Where's Dusty?
He's hanging out in his room.
Well-
It's too heavy.
Here's the deal. The
2CB.
fact that they cut so fast to them being back there and we don't see them get back there,
Right.
I think they cut something out of the show.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they
Yeah.
were looking for Dusty.
Right.
Yeah, they probably did.
But like, could his body be gone?
Well,
like
no.
he got obliterated and then his body.
body
I think you want to know what I think is. I think that this is the TV writer in me coming out.
Okay.
I think that the episode was pretty much done, but the TV executives were like, we need to really up the stakes when they're in the brain. Send in a red shirt.
Okay. Just to die.
Send in someone we've seen before but don't care about.
Whoa. We care about Dusty.
Send in someone that only
He's the
Tommy
party boy.
Bechtold cares about.
I'm gonna call my therapist.
Tell him I said hi too.
Tell your therapist I love them.
Oh.
And I think because if you look at all the scenes that Dusty's in, he can easily be written out. I think he
Right.
wasn't
You
in
think
those
they added
scenes.
this kind of
I
character?
think they added him in there because like the only other one we see get killed is Soldier Boy, which like doesn't really have any stakes because he's imaginary.
right.
And they obviously can't kill any of the main characters. So I think an exec was like, can we see someone else die in there? And then they were like, I mean, I guess we could add in this character we've seen once.
I agree with you on that, and I hear what you're saying. But in the school, they're in the school part, in a classroom, in a criminology class, I think it is.
Yeah.
They're in that criminology class. There are other students in there that technically could have caught that blast.
But they're
Right.
all imaginary. If an exec is saying we want to add stakes.
Oh, I got what you're saying. Okay, the stakes. So you need somebody that was in physically.
Then call Omaha, okay?
Well, then why not have 2 seconds of like, oh my God, Dusty's dead?
Yeah, I think that like that probably was in there, hence the weird cut.
Yeah,
and someone was like, like we don't. It raises more questions.
It slows down the pace.
Slows down the pacing and raises more questions than we care to answer. There was
Sure.
probably some explanation, like Dusty was probably laying there, his heart had exploded.
We get the explanation of why Dusty is alive from Soldier Boy. Because he's the one that says, you better wake up Cate, because if Cate dies in here, then you will. It's like the Inception rule.
Yeah, if
right?
she goes
Like,
brain dead, you're
it's
stuck
like
in
Inception rules. He never says anything about like if you get evaporated
Yes,
in here,
he
then
does.
you're dead. When does he say that?
He says when he's talking about the lightning
storm.
strikes, he says that's a burst. That's like a burst
Blood
vessel in her brain. If one of that gets you, you're done.
Okay, well, that he didn't die from a burst blood vessel. He died from another imaginary person.
No, he died.
No, he
He
dies
died
from
from a blood vessel.
Was it? I thought it was
he got
Golden
laser.
Boy shot a thing at him. Shot a
I thought it
fireball
was
at
from
him.
the sky.
No, that was
No,
earlier.
no.
That's how
You're
Soldier
talking
Boy
about Soldier
died.
Boy.
Everyone do your own research.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Soldier Boy died. Yeah.
Well, here's my thing.
Yeah, we're talking about you.
I'm
Yes, Dusty
gonna-
died from Golden Boy.
I'm gonna
yes.
say that the vision started earlier when they were carrying Cate into the room. That's when the pushing began, and Dusty was never there.
Yes.
Because Dusty dies the same. He doesn't die the same way Soldier Boy dies, but he kind of explodes the same way Soldier Boy explodes. I think you might have been a memory. I don't know. I hope Dusty's alive.
Why would Cate pull in? He even said.
I
He
don't
even
know.
says at some point.
Kate's
why,
not in control. She's like
The
just
fact
you
that
know,
they
doing
add
this.
in this line where he says, "Why am I here? I don't even like Cate." I
Yep.
think that was the writers trying to be like, the execs are telling us to add a red shirt. We're real mad about it.
Scuzzy,
Let's pull in a character and let's call it out. Let's have him be like, "Why am I here?"
I'll be honest. I'll go full Barb on Stranger Things if they kill Scuzzy this way.
I agree. Where's my Scuzz?
Not Barb on Stranger Things.
Save
Not
Barb.
justice for Barb.
Comment shout out
Do a little comment shot. This was from our last
at
episode.
the Prince 466. Kate's powers wore off on Rufus because he wasn't hitting himself in the bed anymore. I wonder if the powers wore off on her brother as well. Oh, there's just a man in the woods that's like, I'm
Yeah.
a boy still.
I mean,
He's got
in
the
theory,
mind
he
of a
could've-
9-year-old.
The power could have lasted long enough that he walked off
Into
and
something
died,
and
or
died.
like died
No,
of
he
exposure.
was eaten by a bear.
But you're right that it should wear off at some point. Though when when Cate is pushing Rufus to do that thing, she is taking her pills that Shetty started her on. So maybe her powers are not as strong,
And she was still a kid,
and that's
too.
why that's why it wears off on Rufus, because she's taking pills
But I'm
now.
saying,
Also,
she was
but
a kid with her brother.
Yeah,
so.
she did it accidentally as a kid.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I have to go back and watch the scene, but doesn't she give him a time limit? Doesn't she say like
She says
every hour?
On the hour.
She says like you're gonna. She's like, "What are you up to today?"
Yeah,
I think it's how it
yeah.
starts out. So maybe it just ended after a day.
Yeah.
Rufus is also a Supe, so like we know Supes are a little bit stronger than humans. So maybe
What
it
is
wears
his
off.
power?
Well, this is a good debate. You want to have the Rufus debate?
No.
Let's have the Rufus
We
debate.
had it last episode.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry, I was thinking of Scuzzy.
Oh, we don't know Dusty's
He produces the drugs.
We don't.
Yeah.
Scuzzy produces the drugs.
Well, Dusty has those like license plates, and one of them is like Party Boy.
He produces the drugs.
I want to think that's his Supe name is Party Boy.
Yeah.
Where it's like he's like a young kid, but he knows how to party.
What if he can glow?
He's Drew Barrymore.
What if he can turn himself into a disco ball?
Yeah, or a glow stick.
Yeah.
He's the party, and he's like,
he can be like, so what do you guys want today?
Oh yeah.
Oh, now that's a power, baby.
He would be a burgillionaire.
But he's just a party boy.
He's just a party boy.
And that's all he cares about.
He gets high on his own supply.
Yep. So he never thinks about fucking, making real money.
Well, he knows being a drug kingpin, everyone's coming at you at the top. If you're just hanging out near a college having a good time, you stay the same age and they stay the same age?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You stay the same age.
I hope he's okay wherever he is.
Dusty, you better be in this next episode or I'm going to be pissed. Well, let's end this episode like we end every episode of Gen V Extra Credit by ranking our top student this week. Who's your number one for this week, folks? Anyone got a number one?
I mean, the whole episode took place inside her head. It's Cate.
She was my number one last week, baby.
Was she?
Yeah.
Mine is Sam.
Sam?
Because he got some.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations,
when you finally get some in your life, it'll change your world.
That makes you number one.
If you finally get some, or if you haven't had any in a long time and it's some good one, it'll change your world.
Especially if you're doing it for the right reasons.
And the right reasons, and you were
You find the right person.
And you got the felt, you were great.
Dry that wiener out real fast.
Oh, got me Sesame Street now here, girl. You're so good.
Oh, wait.
Come and play.
Oh,
everything's A-okay.
Wet felt never dries.
Let me tell you how to get.
It's not easy being creamed.
Not a student, but I'm going with Imaginary Soldier Boy because he really cares.
Oh,
he cares about female pleasure.
That's right. Yes.
As you should.
I think a little too much, but he is a figment of imagination.
That's what his whole purpose is.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that
Jensen Ackles really, as the kids say, ate. He left no crumbs.
Shouts out to Jensen Ackles in this episode.
Yeah, he did a great job.
He just went off. It was like, look, this is the basics of what we kind of want you to say. Have fun.
What does he do? Knock, knock. Who's there? Fuck your face.
Go fuck your face. Yeah, knock, knock. Who's there? Fuck your face.
It really makes me hope we see more of him in season 4 of The Boys. Yeah. I hope he's not on ice for very long.
I think he loves doing that show.
I hope so. Well, everyone loves doing this show.
Long relationship with Kripke.
Yeah,
I think as long as he is not doing another show.
We'll talk about that off air.
My number one this week, I'm going to give it to her. Bloody Marie. Come on. I think kudos to Marie this episode.
Should we have Bloody Maries in the final episode?
No.
Bloody Marie.
Maybe we'll have some Bloody Maries.
One of them has actual blood in it, and we won't tell you which one.
Jägermeister, dear blood.
I think she deserves to be number one. She got Cate to wake up. She got them out of there.
She did a great job.
She faced her trauma.
Yes.
And kudos to that actor. I think they did a great job. They've had so many times to have to relive that moment in the show, and they really pulled it off. And
also,
I think the pathos is there.
The only one who didn't do something terrible, right? Didn't purposely do something terrible because
she kind of fucked over Jordan, but I think
I mean it was that was
she's
a
put in
minor
a weird
thing,
position.
but we see Andre and Cate both cheating behind Golden Boy's back. Jordan gassed Golden Boy for their own advancement.
It didn't speak up about
Marie,
what was going on.
she just accidentally killed her parents, which she couldn't control. There wasn't anything where it was remember when you did this terrible thing? She was like, oh, yeah, you're right. This wasn't my fault.
There was another Supe who did nothing wrong in this episode.
Dusty.
Scuzzy.
Kate's still a close number 2.
I hope you're petting that hairless caterpillar up in the sky, my guy.
Oh boy. Well, that's it for us today. Make sure to subscribe to the Breakroom channel here on YouTube and give us a follow on Twitch where we go live every weekday at 3 p.m. for more videos like this. Anyone want to plug their socials? Got any shows to plug? You want to talk about anything coming up?
Hey guys, if you're in the Hollywood area, I'm going to be at the Hollywood Improv for Jay Washington and Friends Friday, October 27th, 9:45 p.m. Mr. Jay Washington on all the socials.
Follow me at Tommy Bechtold. Go ahead, Gina.
I'm at Gina Ippi. Please don't murder me somewhere.
And leave your number one in the comments below. Let us know if you have any questions about this episode, any thoughts. What did we get wrong? Correct us. I don't know.
And you can follow Brandon at Brandon Barrick.
You can follow me at Brandon Barrick on Twitter.
But don't follow him on Instagram where I keep doxing him.
They can try and follow me. I'm private on Instagram. Good luck.
Yeah,
Good luck,
shows
folks.
his privates on Instagram. That's why it's private.
Oh, well.
Talk about a hairless caterpillar. Good night, everybody.
We'll see you next time. Later, Gators. Bye.
Laters, Gators.